Hello everybody, and today we got a news update. Not really news, but more like we're gonna show you all the alternates. So it's more like a reboot set. Has a lot of Digimon Adventure Season 1 card, and also has a new Ace card mechanic that comes into play. And also got new Digimon Seekers, so yeah, just old meets new type of thing. Really cool box. Let's get into it. So as you see here, there's more of an inky art style than the older version, or the regular art version. The new art, really reminiscent of the Ultimate Cup art style that we see in like Greymon. I think Digi-Police might have a similar art style. If the regular art was full art, bigger and blown out, to be honest, that looks better. I think the right one looks a bit too much of like just an art piece. Like I wouldn't want to play with it. I would just want to admire it. But you want to know what Agumon does? Sure, I'll tell you. Start a main phase if you have a team with Tai in its name. This Digimon may Digimon to Greymon in your hand without paying the cost. So you can play really safe and just push out and just Digivolve right away. Really strong card. I think we're just slowly making like Agumon decks or Greymon decks sort of like unbeatable. And it's because you just keep getting upgrades after upgrades after each set. It's insane. But also every other deck is getting stronger. We just don't see it as much support as much as we do with Agumon. But he has more than just the rookie. Come on. He has Metalgreymon ACE. So from your hand you can Digivolve this on top of your champions, whether that is during the counter step where your opponent's attacking you. You can Digivolve right there and then. So this on play when Digivolving. Delete one opponent's Digimon with 6 care or less. So this is good if you want to delete like a bigger board. It costs 4 to Digivolve, which is great. The only bad part about Ace cards is Ace Overflow, where you lose 3 memory if it gets out of the field. So yeah, it's still a good card. I like the art style, the inkiness, but I think this is just like a nice edgy epic scene art. Yeah, I talk about the altar to the right. It just looks so good. If I pull this one, oh, man, I do need to trade to my friend. Next we have Tai Kamiya. So Tai Kamiya, start your main phase when your Digimon with the vaccine trait gets 2 KDP for the turn. Your turn, when a card is removed from your security stack, from your opponent's security stack by setting the Tamer, gain 1 memory. So definitely a really aggressive card. Sort of it does what yellow does, but like the opposite. Yellow recovers, getting memory. Red, when I take security from you, I'll get a memory. So definitely it's a nice tug of war that red finally gets with yellow. And for the art style, like I think the new art style for the alternate art is a bit more of a collecting thing for people who just want to get into the game, not play but collect, but just go for the art style. I think it's a great art. You know, it's not as interactive as some of the other arts for Tamers that we have. Like we had Mirai, we had Rina. Like those look a lot better. You know how to make those dynamic, beautiful arts. But it's mainly to just grab fans. Can't blame them for it. I still like the art though. Next we have Gomamon. So start your main phase, trash one Digi-Police card from under one opponent's Digimon, then this Digimon can be blocked for the turn. It has an inheritable effect, but you can look that up on yourself, or just looking at the art. I said this before, probably the same artist for the Agumon, but the alternate art looks beautiful. I like it a lot, but it just seems too artistic for me. I just want to admire it and play it. While the other one, the regular art, this is more dynamic, more action-packed. Like I'm actually fine with this Digimon when I'm playing it. If the regular art gets a full art, that'd be great, but the art is obviously where the money's at and looks beautiful. I would still get this card. Also, it's the SR. That's cool. Next, we have Zudomon ACE. Zudomon ACE has Blast Digivolve hand counters. Now it's on play when Digivolving. Charge 2 Digivolution cards from under one of your opponent's Digimon. Then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the hand. We can stop a range of Digimon, but typically I think you're stopping about the champion to ultimate level. Ultimate being that Digimon was hard playing Digivolve all the way to ultimate. But also there's a lot of situations where you bounce. This is a really strong card, especially for blues, like, you know, the Digisource magic management. I like it. Now for the art style, I still have to give it to, I don't know, I think I don't like either art to be honest. But because I love blue, I'll just get the Ultimate art. I'm pretty sure everything looks a lot better once you actually pull these cards because there's textures in it. Like that electric is gonna flash. It's gonna look so cool. I can't put down these cards too much because they will look a lot better in person. Next we have Joe Kida. Joe Kida on play, trash one Digivolution card from under one opponent's Digimon. And when a card is trashed from your under one opponent's Digimon, by suspending this Tamer, gain 1 memory. I love the gaining 1 memory because then it gets a lot of tug and war with the enemy. You're just having fun with it. That lays down an all turns effect, which is kind of sad for blues because you do tax the opponent during their turn as you make them lose sources. So you kind of wish it was all turns thing, but oh well. I think these Tamer cards just look so pathetic in regular art. These are rare, so won't be just like a white border. It will be like foiled in silver, but definitely the full art is just way more superior in this. Next, we got Patamon. Yeah, that's a load of text. Yellow is going to be reading a lot this set. So starting main phase, look at your security stack. Okay, look at it. This Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow Digimon with the vaccine tray among them without paying the cost. Dash shuffle your security stack. If Digivolve with this effect, you may place one yellow card with the vaccine tray from your hand in the bottom security stack. So you get a Digivolve for free into vaccine card from your stack, and you don't only get punished by losing security. You just replace it with something else, and that's really strong. And now there's a lot of vaccine coming out in BT-14. There's like 2 lines of vaccine yellows. Well, also like there's also the Agumon line, and also you gotta look at your security stack. Now, do note that your security is private info. So even though there is a yellow vaccine champion that you could digivolve into, if you don't want it, you don't have to really. But just take note of that. Really cool. Obviously, this is just a really strong card. You should definitely play it if you're a yellow player. Okay, am I just dumb? Am I just noticing the stars near the ace card stamp? Like, or does that mean it's alternate art? Like, I did not know this. Is that new? Anyway, MagnaAngemon ACE. Now, on play and when digivolving. On play when digivolving, if you have 5 or fewer security cards, recover 1. Then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1 KDP for each card in your security stack for the turn. That's insane. First, you can pretty much just minus 6k right off the bat if you're like turn 2 player. How's your opponent going to respond? They literally just played, let's say, a rookie turn 1 to search. You play Magnemon ACE, you choked into 1, and you recover and delete their board presence. You're just ahead. And what's great about these ace cards, because they're cost 4 and stuff, the lower 5s, is that your hands you don't have to mulligan as much. Because now these ace cards are now a new fact you have to think about of like, I can definitely just hard drop it for 4. And I'll be going to my level 6s faster. Which is really fascinating about ace cards. And I'm really excited to see how they'll be played. But I think you definitely are holding onto it for emergency situations that being aggressive with it. So really excited for that. Next we got Takaishi. Takaishi on play by returning top card security stack to your hand. You may place 1 yellow Digimon with the vaccine tray from your hand at the bottom of your security stack. Your turn, when a card is added to your security stack, you may suspend this Tamer to gain 1 memory. Pretty much on play, on its own effect alone, no Digimon in field, whatever, you will pretty much just play this for 2. And as you keep going, you just keep gaining memory, keep gaining memory, as you will constantly just get cards from your security stack and just recovering to replace it. This is really strong, and I'm loving this card. Also think the regular art is really ugly, and I just definitely want to get the alt art. Alright, here we got Palmon. Palmon looks great. In regular art and the alt art, they both look good, so I wouldn't mind getting either. So let's get into it. Start your main phase, and when opponent's Digimon gains all turns where this Digimon becomes suspended, lose 2 memory until the end of opponent's turn. Now what's great about this is that this is sort of like Ice Wall, but this is like a greater Ice Wall. Obviously, it's not Ice Wall where it attacks the whole board. Specifically, just the Digimon becomes suspended. And now you can sort of counter the mirror match. And this does not say once per turn. If people just swing on suspend a lot, you can tax them 2 memory each time they swing. That's really strong. Okay, Lilymon ACE. Counter plus Digivolve. On play when Digivolving, suspend 1 of your opponent's Digimon. Then you may return 1 of your opponent's suspended Digimon with 5k DP or less to the bottom of their deck. What this does, it's a bit of a more defensive approach for green. Stop wider boards from swinging, but you at least prevent further damage. If someone can go for a game, to spend the last thing that can help them go for game is attacking you, you can't really handle it. Let's say. I think with all new support, I'm definitely gonna try green out for both. I really love the art for both of them because I never noticed that like Lilymon just had vine braids and like leaf wings. I just thought they were just leaves for decoration. I don't know. You got Angemon in the back. Like, who doesn't love Angemon? Look at her. Just 2 queens hanging out with their. Okay, I don't want to call them a pet. It's that's a kind of demeaning. With their small best friend, and like the altar with just the little lily pads. This is so beautiful, dude. It's just so goo. Next, we got Mimi Tachikawa. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with vegetation plot vary in one of its trait among them to the hand. Turn the rest to the bottom of the deck in any order. Your turn when effects suspends a Digimon by sending this Tamer gain 1 memory. What's interesting is that Mimi's, out of all the Tamers so far, she's the only one that searches, which is really important because I think green do need a lot of pieces in the deck because as much as they do go wide with the board and summon a lot, they're going wide with the board and they're sort of using resources from the hand. So if you can replenish that or just trying to find pieces, it's really great. Next we have Commandramon, dude. This is where America comes into play. Now what does it do? On play, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with the Brigade Digi-Police trait among them to your hand. Place the rest at the top or bottom of your deck. Now, I talked about it a lot before in the Digimon Police Bandai video where Bandai funds the police. But I think it's really cool because you can definitely use this to your advantage. because now they have the options to top or bottom and then like default to one or the other. It adds more flexibility to your plays, because Commandramon definitely likes to top deck a lot and summon with a top deck. So this is really important to know what you have at the top, but still cool. Brigadramon, oh my god, what a beast. This is a lot of decks. I just want to admire art first before I read that all. I just want to say, people kept talking about how it's Wargreymon X Digi-Police, and I didn't really get it, but the altar
is sick. Like, it's just a Terminator bot flying around to hunt your opponent down. It's out for blood.
And the altar just really shows it's a Black Wargreymon variant and just looks really cool. Now the effects. When Digivolving, delete any of your opponent's Digimon with whose play cost add up to 7 or less. Opponent's turn, all your Digimon with D Brigade gain blocker. End of your turn, once per turn, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play any of the Digimon among them with D Brigade Digi-Police trait, whose play cost add up to 7 or less. Trash the rest. See, this is where organizing the top 3 cards, top 5 cards of your deck really matters. This card also helps with the trashing part that I really wanted, to add some more resources to your trash to use for your other cards. It's a boss monster that everyone should sort of fear. It is no joke. Next we have Satsuki Tamahime. Start your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. Main? Mind Link. Pretty much what that means is, any point during the main phase, you can tuck its Tamer under one of your Digimon, specifically for her, Lilymon, Monzimon, or Digi-Police card, and just tuck it in as sort of inheritable. All turns, whether the Digimon has Lilymon or Monzimon in its name, or the Digi-Police trait, this girl gives that Digimon jamming and reboot. At any point at the end of the turn, you can definitely take this card back and play it back to where she was in the same Tamer zone. Or you can definitely keep it underneath the Digimon as you pass over to the opponent's turn. It's not just about that. We don't only care about the effects. Just look at the card. Look at the card art. I'm not a huge Digi-Police type of guy, or I should say DB grade, but a lot of these alt arts are really enticing me to just try out the deck. However, the purple cards also make me want to play it more than this deck though. Now let's get into it. We got Loogamon. Now Loogamon's regular art is kind of ass, but look at the alt art.
Such a good boy.
A bit mischievous, but we'll take care of it. Start your main phase by placing one Eiji Nagasumi from your hand or trash under this Digimon as bottom Digivision card. Gain 1 memory. Now what's interesting is that we are able to reuse that Tamer, so you definitely be risky with it as you mind link. If your Digimon dies the next turn, that's fine because you can keep reusing that Tamer. It's just really good how Bandai is sort of treating and planning out how the future Digimon sets are going to play out. Hopefully don't make anything broken anymore, but it's kind of hard. Next we got FenriLoogamon. I have to say the alt art and regular art both look super good. Like it depends, what Digimon starter you want. Do you want it in all 4s or do you want a fighting type? That's not you to decide, but I would love either or. When Digivolving, you may play 1 level 4 or lower card with the Dark Animal or Sock, Sons of Chaos, if you read Digimon Seekers trait from your trash without paying its cost. Eiji is in this Digimon's Evolution card to increase the level by 1. So pretty much you can play a level 5 just when Digivolving, and you just sort of have one of the 2 big boys on the field. But that's not all, because when attacking once per turn by deleting one of your opponent's Digimon level 3 or lower, unsuspend this Digimon. And for each Digimon you have in play, increase the level by 1. Your turn, and it's only when your opponent has 3 or more memory.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, even if you reach one memory at your opponent's side of the gauge, it's still your turn. Your opponent may try to draw, just tell him no, because it's still your turn. You have 2 more memory, well, 2 to 3 more memory to go through. Okay, now let's focus on his Tamer, Eiji Nagasumi. Start your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. Now its main, mind link to a Digimon with Dark Animal or Son of Chaos. All turns while this Digimon has Dark Animal or Son of Chaos, straight, this Digimon gains Alliance, Sec +1, and Blocker. Now, did you read how many keywords it has? For an inheritable, Alliance has only been known to be in the green deck ever since EX4. It just looks so good. But you know what else looks good? The secret rares. Wargreymon. Its effect. While you have a Tamer with Tai in its name and your opponent has a Digimon with 10k or more, one of your Agumons may Digivolve into this card in your hand for a cost of 4, ignoring its Digivolution requirements. This is similar to Gomamon and Vmon, where you need a level 6 on the enemy side of the field, sort of warp Digivolve. Obviously there's more prerequisites of having a Tamer on the field, but also having your opponent having a 10k or more definitely sort of changes the boundaries to say pretty much your opponent's Digimon doesn't have to be level 6. It can be level 5, it just has to be a threat that you sort of need to counter. So this card is not too broken. It doesn't warp for no reason. It needs really specific requirements. It just helps Greymon decks get back in the game. Now, so Digivolving effect is that this Digimon gains raid for the turn, then it may attack. When attacking, if you have a Tamer, this Digimon gains attack +1 and piercing. Now, this card isn't a brand new card. It definitely combines a lot of the Wargreymon aspects and puts it all together. This isn't a place. It's probably like a 2-up in a deck where you need it for certain situations, because I think other Wargreymons are a bit more consistent, or for whatever reason you need it. So this card is definitely interesting. I think it's a good card. Angemon. Now, what's interesting about the Angemon art is that the regular art is Spare Ribs. Now, if you don't know who Spare Ribs, Spare Ribs won the second place during the anniversary art competition where he did the Devimon art. And I'm glad to see him come back. Not just love his art. The art looks so good. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's just sort of what you think Angemon is when you watch season 1 of Digimon Adventure. Like, he is the miracle that can make anything happen. I think that's just what the art encapsulates. Now, when attacking, by deleting this Digimon, activate one of the following effects. Place one of your opponent's Digimon with the virus trait at the bottom of your opponent's security stack. 2. One opponent's Digimon gets minus 5k for the turn. And that's about it. Definitely good if you're going against your like purple opponents. Do note that virus trait isn't just like a colored specific thing. Categorized pretty much by the 3 traits: vaccine, virus, and free. So virus is more common than you think. It's not just a purple. Now, what's really great about this card, it's inheritable and it's on deletion. It's both about the same. So on deletion, place a card at the bottom of the security stack. Then if you have a Tamer in play, you may hatch a Digi egg in your breeding area. But this is obviously just a reference to season 1 of Digimon Adventure. It's just that moment where he sacrificed himself for the team. Great about this they play more aggressive with Yellow. Yellow had trouble in just keeping recovering, keep setting up. But now with this, you can just swing, die, prepare for the next attack. Yellow's gonna be strong, but I also think every other deck is getting strong as well during the set. You know what's more rare than secret rare alt arts? There are 2 low pull rate Digimon alt arts that are just alt arts of the Ace cards in the recent starter deck. We have Wargreymon ACE and MetalGarurumon ACE, but we'll talk about that later. So really quickly, at the bottom left, you can see what the regular art looks like. And what's great about this card is that it's a general blocker. You can definitely just blast Digivolve into this card and just block. Also, another good thing is alter turns once per turn, and either player's security is reduced, we unsuspend this Digimon. So this card can sort of block twice. Obviously, it's not as good as Black Wargreymon, but still, this card is good because if your opponent swings a big boss monster for multiple checks and they're trying to go for a game with like their small other Digimon, you blast Digivolve to prepare for that moment and just unsuspend it, because that's not what they expected. They thought, no, my opponent's Digimon is suspended, he can't stop me for whatever reason. So yeah, this card is pretty good. You don't have to play this card in a Greymon list. You can play this card in a general black list like Dark Knightmon. If you want to, Bandai posted a video between Lilymon and Dark Knightmon, and they play this card. Spoilers, but they do play this card. Okay, now I know you're on the edge of your seats, so we won't wait much longer. Here's the other card. Here is MagnaAngemon ACE. And when Digivolving, by trashing up to 3 cards from your hand, gain 1 member for each card trashed. When attacking, turn, by trashing 1 card from your hand, delete one opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. Now that's great that we're deleting Digimon with the low, because if your opponent isn't being careful and only have 1 thing on the board, you can just delete it very easily. What's great about this MagnaAngemon ACE card is when you're defending and your opponent's attacking you, you can sort of just end their turn. As if they put their memory at 2, Digivolve, trash 3, and it's back to your turn. So yeah, MagnaAngemon ACE is disgusting, and I'm happy that purple is getting this card. Also really scared of Wargreymon players when you get this card. But yeah, that's about does it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I did this video at like 3 a.m. in the morning because the news came out really late. So yeah, really hope you guys liked the video. And if you do want to see more content like this, go comment, like, subscribe, and follow me at a lot of social medias I have. And you want to support the channel, go to etsy.com/shop/masterpiece and buy some merch. I have hats, I have playmats, and let me know what you want to see next. Let me know want to see news, gameplay, video games, you want different merch, let me know. So yeah, hope you guys have a great day, or not, just choice is yours. Goodbye.